Court preparation. What's this class trial that Monokuma mentioned? Can Makoto sweep away the cloud of suspicion surrounding him, even with a dead body laying in his bathroom? And what about the Blackened, who's actually responsible for Sayaka's death? Alright. I'm gonna open my e-handbook. And I have my truth bullets. Alright, so the first thing is the Monokuma file. Sayaka died in Makoto's bathroom at 1:30 a.m. and her right wrist was broken. There was evidence of a struggle, which was Sayaka fighting with Leon. There's the replica sword, and there's the replica sword sheath, which has the dent marks in it. I think she was fighting with the sheath on. Then Leon was there, and Leon was fighting with the dagger, so the dagger must have left indents all over the sheath. Makoto and Sayaka switched rooms. There's the toolkit, it was unopened. Makoto's room's cleanliness. There's Sayaka's wrist, which has the gold on it, proving that she was the one who wielded the sword. And there's the blood on her left finger, which shows, since she damaged her right wrist, she couldn't have written Leon with her right hand. She wrote it with her left hand, and from her perspective, which looking at the wall, looking down, she would wrote it upside down. Her dying message says Leon, the bathroom door frame. Only she knew how to open up the bathroom. She opened up the bathroom, got inside, closed the door, and the door locked behind her. And then he got in because Leon used his toolkit. He would have opened the toolkit because there's no way he would have gotten in there without a toolkit. But there's also Mondo, the biker gang leader, saying none of the boys opened up their toolkits. There's the dorm nameplates. Someone switched them. I assumed that it was Monokuma who switched them because everyone was supposed to sleep in their own respective rooms. So he would have switched them so that they would have been following the rules. The kitchen knife set, that's the weapon. It was taken from the kitchen. Aoi's account, or Hina's account, which proves that it couldn't have been me that took the knife. There's trash duty. There's apparently a trash room within the school. It's blocked off by a sturdy gate that can only be opened with the trash room key. Hifumi has the trash room key. There was the incinerator where they burned the evidence. The burnt shirt piece was the killer's shirt piece. And there's a shattered crystal ball. I don't know. I don't know if the burnt shirt piece is Sayaka's or Leon's either. Oh well, that's all the evidence for now. Alright. Presents. I can't give any presents to anybody. And report card. Well, I know if they get taken off the report card. Yeah, they do. It says dead for Sayaka. And for Junko, it says dead. Alright. Regulations. Alright. And system. Alright, system is nothing. That's just breaking the fourth law. Set skills. None. Wait, I do have a set skill, because I talked to, I have melodious voice. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle. Costs 3 SP. All I have is melodious voice, which came from Sayaka. Alright. Finished preparations. Class trial. All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one...
Well, Monokuma's voice is way different than how I voiced it.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then, everyone close your eyes, and whoever did it, raise your hand!
Wow. He sounds deeper than how I voiced it.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
And he sounds higher than how I voiced it.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Well, I can't do a girl's voice. Alright.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Alright, so I was right. I should have asked the question of, hey guys, do you think we should have brought the bodies with us? And then Monokuma would have came out like, yeah!
Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Exactly.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
There was the... I don't know if that makes sense at all. It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. He has a pretty big forehead, right? I think he does. It looks big. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. As things progress, during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you will have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any irrelevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and fire with the triangle button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. I hope this isn't like a quick time event. I think it is a quick time event, so I'm gonna have to be fast on it, but I don't know how good I am at shooters, so haha. Alright, note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the options button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Alright, well then, good luck, and have fun. They're spinning. This is the only thing I know about this game. Before I played it, that we spin. Oh wait, is this me? Evidence of a struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Alright, I got it. That's wrong. Oh, she didn't have a chance to resist. Oh, there was something odd about that last statement. Definitely contradicts what I already know. Wait, I did shoot it. I did shoot at it. I shot at this thing before it, and then I shot at the thing after it. Alright. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? I did notice, but I shot preemptively. That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. The truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the circle button. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, that's right then, I guess. Oh, and that was wrong. No, that's wrong. Wait, so she was taken by surprise?
Just a second,
I thought she expected
Try
it.
to remember how my room looked.
Try to remember how my room looked.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
I don't know if I like the way Makoto talks.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Wait, Chihiro just said she wasn't surprised. So was I right? She wasn't surprised? She was expecting for someone to burst into the room? Because that's what I thought. He was banging on the room, so she was expecting it. Alright, I think I was right. I think it's truthful, it would have worked in either
The killer
scenario.
followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
The way he wears his shirt, it kind of looks like he's wearing like a crop top.
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
I don't like Hifumi. We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Spinning. Make your argument. Kitchen knife set. The kitchen knife set. The knife is
So
found
what
in the
was
kitchen.
used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Well, I didn't shoot it because it is a knife. Hold on. I feel like what I just heard is different from what I already know. Is it different?
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of without a doubt.
So the killer used some random knife
It wasn't
they
a
had.
random knife. Well, it wasn't a random knife, but it is a knife. I guess you could say it was from the kitchen.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
I'm starting to think I should just shoot every single thing.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Well, doesn't the kitchen knife qualify as a random knife?
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Well, we already knew it was a knife. We just didn't know it was like the kitchen knife.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
His face just on the left is like, it's not me. It was Makoto who killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
I like that this is it's part of the game is voiced.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's got to be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. Because I know dang well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. You can concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest, no need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun. Aui's account. Well, I know this song.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. Nobody was in the dining hall.
No, it wasn't Aui's account. Alright, there. I was almost too late. No, that's wrong! Break!
Okay,
I say.
hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. She broke the promise. Wait, is he saying she went out at night? Yeah, she is. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
So did you see anyone going to the dining hall?
Don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
He's like getting really aggressive with his face shaking in the lamp. I didn't take the knife. It was Leon.
Then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So
the
you
bear,
ask,
Monokuma.
and so I shall answer.
I thought they were like, the bear. Did you insult someone by calling them a bear earlier? Like, Mondo? I think you called Mondo, like, a plankton, not a bear.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
Monokuma setting things straight. Wow.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, he didn't mean it.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
So wait, what if Sakura and Hina had their nameplates on the same door?
So, I don't think that's a problem.
Because I don't know who would have moved them besides Monokuma.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together?
Oh.
It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
It's like, no, I mean Chihiro.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Oh, she does have an accent. I thought maybe when I was reading her lines, I was like, do I give her an accent or no? Because she's Japanese, but I don't know what a Japanese accent sounds like.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? are you talking about?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... had to be Sayaka. Got it! Alright, yeah.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
I think Sayaka really wanted to kill Makoto.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
She killed herself, then blamed the Leon. What a twist that would be.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
She's blushing while saying that, though.
No, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong!
So,
Was it you?
that's
No,
how
you're
you
wrong.
twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Dang, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
I'm starting to like Kyoko more, because like, well, I don't know if it's like, she knows that I didn't do it, so she is trying to help me in a way, but then it's also for her own benefit, because if I get it wrong, then she dies too anyway.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
Alright, something was missing. Alright, yeah, she read that.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. I have no idea what a Hangman's Gambit is. As things advance further into the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use left stick to aim and press triangle button to shoot the desired letters. Alright, this sounds hard. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If your gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. If we can just figure out what that something is. Something at the scene, but wasn't there. I don't know. I-H-U... I don't know. Should I hit them all? Wait, I don't know. What was at the scene? What wasn't at the scene but wasn't there? Hina? Not kidding. It doesn't look like Hina. What? H A I. Hair was at the scene but wasn't there. All right.
Now I understand.
It took him so long. It took me so long. I didn't even see my influence gauge where it was.
There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene, if the crime scene is in my room?
I think... Wait, this is very faulty evidence though, because then like, he says, if I was a killer, I wouldn't need to clean up after my hair. But the killer cleaned up after his hair. He could still clean up after his hair even if he was the killer.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
Oh, remove the trace of Sayaka. But then, like, they'll knew she died, so they would need to find her body at some point.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yeah.
Yes, very true, very true. Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
I hate that Toko is blushing during this thing.
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
If I hadn't known it was Leon, I'd be like, stop blushing, you killer!
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Wait, she thought I was the culprit? I thought she didn't believe I was the culprit.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Oh, well, look, she's emoting. She's smiling. She usually doesn't do anything.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proved it is... the bathroom doorknob. It is. It is. It's this. Oh, triangle.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
That was his only choice, to break the doorknob. That's why he's saying it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
He's smiling again. Oh, I could take away the thing too. Alright, Kyokyo said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun. They always have to remind you to have fun. Maybe it's because people get like stressed playing this. Make your argument. Bathroom door frame. It was Junko. I bet Junko was the killer. That's why
took
she
place
killed
in
herself.
Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. and they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had
No, I missed it!
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
I should have used
To finish the
R1.
job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it.
Alright, I'll shoot
We
her with the
already
bullet.
know the answer.
Oops. Oh, I just ruined my influence gauge. Not kidding. It's obvious that my bathroom door wouldn't open. But the real reason for that is...
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran after.
It's kind
They
of
got
funny
into
when
the
her voice
bathroom.
gets like higher pitched when it speeds up.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
I'm slowing down his speed. Huh? What's wrong? If you keep trying to disrupt the trial, you're gonna get put on trial yourself.
Shoot!
I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction there somewhere. Alright, I thought it was that one. I guess it was.
Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the bath. At that point, the killer... Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, you can't lock a boy's bathroom, that's why.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door... That's not lucky at all!
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck.
Well, it's kind of lucky for him to have a broken door, because if the door wasn't broken, then like he wouldn't have that as evidence.
But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
One important detail? What's she talking about? Not kidding. Something the killer didn't know. For some reason, they were convinced the door was locked, which means the important detail the killer didn't know was the crime took place in Sayaka's room. The crime... Wait, the crime took place in my room. Alright, yeah.
The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
Alright, I got tripped up there because then, like, I was thinking the signs got switched, so when he refers to my room, he would have referred to Sayaka's room. So, no, yeah.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable!
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door open.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
What?
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
It's because he's nervous. Everyone knows it's him. Well, not
Yeah,
really.
our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Oh, well, I don't know that, so...
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
He's talking about himself.
Oh, why exactly can't that be it?
He was right next to him. The reason there's no way Sayaka invited her killer into the room. I already have the answer. I don't have the answer. That's this. Oh, so what's your evidence? No, I mean, maybe not. Mr. Nayege, you're the spirit of my statement, so let's hear a believable reason why I'm wrong.
Shoot!
Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. It wasn't that we switched rooms. Alright, how did he get in? Wait, the reason there's no way Sayaka invited her serial killer into the room. It wasn't because we swapped rooms. Oh wait, yeah, it was this. I was just looking at the wrong thing. It was because we swapped rooms.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Alright, yeah, that was what it is. I was looking at the nameplates being swapped, and I was And I was thinking, oh, that's them swapping. What am I saying? That's them swapping rooms, switching rooms. That's what I meant. The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Okay, Sayaka. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
Yeah, that makes me think she's the ultimate detective, or the ultimate strategist. And then, Hina might have just outed herself as the next killer. He's like, oh, be sure to rip out my paper when I write on it.
Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means, only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
It was Sayaka who written it?
then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
He's like, oh, actually, yeah. You see, I knew Sayaka since we were in Midtown.
Of course you didn't.
Spilling his life
Because
story.
the note also
Oh.
bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Sayaka's signature looks like that. Well, alright. Well, it's also like, you could tell if you just compare handwritings too, maybe, possibly. Then, that note. Sayaka wrote it.
But why?
But why?
Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
What? I thought you only liked 2D people. You could be Hifuma.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
Yeah, that's what I expected. Now he's like shaking. Oh no. He's like thinking about 2D and shaking there. That's wrong.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note?
It's disgusting, Hifumi.
And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Make your argument. Dorm nameplates. Alright.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
I don't think I was right, but I just preemptively shot. I hope it was right.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Alright, it is right. It is right.
Switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
I got it!
It has to be Sayaka.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. And who'd she leave this note for? It wasn't Makoto, right? It was just some person? Yeah, I didn't check the nameplate.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
I think Sayaka wanted to kill
To
me.
understand that,
Or frame me or something.
we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably...
Oh, it's getting all put together. Sayaka might have invited Leon to her room so she could kill Leon and frame Makoto. And then, like, it got swapped and Leon survived and killed Sayaka.
Whoever she invited over came in and attacked her! We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
What? The killer used the sword? No, it was Sayaka that used
How the
the
hell
sword.
could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because there was gold on her wrist.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
If she didn't wield the sword, then that would have meant that... Alright, so she didn't invite the guy over to kill.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of these bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press L1 to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press and release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the L1 button, then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purpose this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Well, I set it to mean originally, so it should be mean always. Oh no, 3 replica sword sheath, kitchen knife set, and replica sword.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
What?
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
No, I missed one. The sword was used first, and then the knife came afterward. Is that really the order of events that leads to some unexplainable details?
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
It was the sword sheath. It was sword sheath.
No, it's wrong.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp. You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
I'm so confused. So, Leon just came to her room because she invited, and then she attacked Leon with the knife that she took, and Leon took the sword to defend himself and killed her.
Stop jumping ahead! Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you are going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of her body that shows she never used the sword was her palm.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
What? This person.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because she's afraid of water. The water was off.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Yeah, I would have just said it was at nighttime. I wouldn't bring up the Monokuma file. So far, Makoto is a better debater than me, I think.
I didn't know that. Actually,
But he's still creepy. No, I'm kidding. Just the way I voiced him sounds that way.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
I hate this person.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
What?
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have to have been the killer. Sayaka.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Well, yeah, I thought this. I was thinking this initially. I was thinking she's psychic and she's been faking a bunch of stuff. Like, not faking, but it feels like she's faking her smile and everything. Don't be so surprised, Makoto. And be like, what? But her fake smile, it seems so genuine. And her psychic abilities, it seemed so fake.
He took the knife from the kitchen and invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Well, yeah. That was pretty obvious though. Like earlier she was talking about the story, like go on Makoto, tell me about how you knew me in middle school. And then like he would tell the story, then she would build something around that. She would be vague and stuff like that. She would be like, yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Yup, he was being manipulated, I knew it. Get wrecked, Makoto. You almost got MLG no-scope.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
She's blushing there too.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because
my brain says so.
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. I think Makoto got played like a fiddle the entire time, and the entire time, me being suspicious of Sayaka was very valid. Make your argument. Alright, trash duty, Ali's account, and dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Wait.
Very well. Then let's review
I messed
all
up.
the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna
I had to repeat it. It was the first one, and the first one. Alright.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Yeah.
no, it's wrong! Break! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. Left index finger, because it was her finger that
Her
wrote it.
left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now? Alright, he's talking about the gray matter in the brain. Is it nerdy that I know that?
But even if that really
You
is
and I
an
aren't so, like,
N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
N037, well... Dang it! It's no use. I just don't know. It's Leon.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Or look at it upside down. Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. Select someone. It was me!
Stop.
Oops.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
She was killed by a lion.
L-E-O-N, or more accurately, Leon.
Leon? I'm pronouncing it like Leon is a Leon. What?
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all.
What if it was random? It was actually Mondo, and his killer name was 11037. Mondo is my street
She
name.
wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it.
But my killer's name was 1137.
In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
She wrote it in
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
How'd she know? Wait, she walked around earlier in the day too, I guess? It's a sleeve. It's a sleeve. It had to be his sleeve.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
Show your sleeve.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Where, when, or how? I don't know. Where? We already know. It was incinerated. How? Well, you need the keys, so when? The time the shirt was destroyed, alright, it's wrong, because he would have been like, got it. The time the shirt was destroyed, if we focus on that the killer, it will be clear what do you mean that the time it was destroyed. Do you really have evidence that proves what time it was destroyed? I don't think you do. He just like curses. Looks like I'm just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to. Where? It's wrong!
Shoot!
That means one. I don't get it. How? Alright, I asked when, I asked where, what it was disposed of. No, I'm kidding. How it was disposed of. Alright.
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
I'm not following.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
He just realized it was him. No, that's wrong! There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty, and that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Shattered glass crystal ball, incinerator, and burnt shirt piece.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
That made sense to me, though. Wait, am I looking at something wrong? Is it really impossible to have destroyed evidence without the trash room key? No, I'm sure there was another way.
The key to the trash room? Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the
Wait, I'm not following. That's right, though, I feel. I feel like that's right. Am I missing something? I'm just gonna shoot randomly now.
Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it,
Whoever was on
right?
cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to
Only
the
one who could
incinerator was
The
the
students
person in
was the
charge
person in charge of trash. What? Obviously, only the person with the trash room key could get close to the incinerator. That part of that is wrong. I'm gonna die here.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect
I thought
is
that was
whoever
maybe
had
it.
the trash.
Okay, so the
I'm not understanding.
The
Wait.
key to the trash room.
Wait.
Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
This. What's wrong with that? Nothing. That's what.
Shoot!
I'm gonna die here. I have two more
The
chances.
trash room.
Key to the
Whoever
trash
was on
room.
cleaning duty
Whoever was on
must have
cleaning
had it,
duty
right?
must have had it,
the
right?
only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator.
No, that's wrong.
Alright, I caught it.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball. Divine with it by
I got
throwing
it.
it.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate.
What? That seems very unlikely to me. Like, alright, so he was able. Oh, because he's a baseball player. Alright, it makes sense. He threw the clothes into the incinerator, and then he was able to throw the glass ball. But how did the sleeve not get? And then the sleeve just didn't go in fully. Alright, and he was able to do it because he's a baseball player. Alright, now it's making
All
sense.
they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
It's a good thing I was able to guess. Otherwise, I would not have done that. It all sounded true to me.
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Alright, this is really helpful. Alright, now Makoto is making good points. I would just lean hard on... She wrote the killer's name.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
Wow, that's long. 30 feet? That's like... I don't know. That's like 5... That's like a little over 5-6 foot. Yeah, that is 5-6 foot tall people, just like lying down in a line. Yeah,
The
that's the
pinpoint
going
accuracy
distance.
you'd
Alright.
need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It hasn't been that much chance at all for the killer because he is the ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
He's really aggressive towards Leon. But now, because we uncovered the story, Leon is really sympathetic. Because he's like, oh, I want to escape to school. I'm so nervous. I'm feeling very sick. How did they get that footage? It could have been my family that's getting hurt. And then like he gets invited to like the girls' room, and then she's like, I'll kill you. And then he's like, I have no choice but to defend myself.
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered. And the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you will give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in form of a comic book. However, you will notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the X button, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, I did not pay attention for a little bit, so what do I press the X button at? Just like empty scenes? Possibly? Finish the thought. Alright, so Sayaka saw Leon come in. Leon was going for a fist bump when she pulled the knife on him. Alright. Oh, there's so much evidence. Yeah, it was when she pulled the knife on him. What's this even? This green thing? Alright. She came running at him. And he decided to grab this orb and lock with it. No, it's the style of a manga, so I'm reading from left to right. From right to left, I mean. Act 1, she grabs the knife and looks at him. He fist bumps, and then like she's angry. She goes to stab him, and then that goes there. And then and he blocks. He goes to she goes stab. Yeah, she goes to stab him. Wait, is there a dodge here? Because I think he blocks here, but it makes sense the other way. Alright, he goes up and hits her hand. No. They go into Sayaka's room. What? I'm so confused by this comic. Alright, well, I know for sure here that he must have used the lint roller. He gets the lint roller, rolls up the floors, he goes here, he gets the glass ball, and he throws it, and it hits the green button. So that's what so this must be at the green button. I'm not following the story. I'm gonna start page 1 again. Nope, this had to be like... Alright, well that's right. This is right. Alright, burnt piece of clothing. Where would this even go? Had to be like near the end. Here, where they burned the piece of clothing? Is that everything? No, it's not. Not even close. Yeah, I'm missing some stuff towards the beginning. Alright, so he does go up to the door. He comes in, asks for a fist bump. And then she gets angry and tries to kill him. But misses. Am I supposed to read left to right? Or right to left? I think I'm reading right to left because it's manga. So, he enters the door. I have no idea what this is, what he's reaching out for. He's like, you asked for me? She goes to stab. Except, she misses. He grabs this and blocks, then retaliates. And then, he tries the door here. And he tries the door, alright. We'll have 2.5 minutes left, so from beginning to end, he tries the door, he comes in, he asks why he was here, she gets angry and stabs, and then but she misses, he sees the sword from here, grabs it, and blocks. But this thing could have also been way earlier, it could have been here, but it makes more sense for this to be that. And then, he retaliates and hits her. I don't know what this is, what this picture even is. I think it belongs here because it looks like she's like going like, ouch, my hand, it hurts. So it has to go there. And then this is probably to throw me off because it's already there. He's like, so she's hiding, she goes into the bathroom to hide. And then there's this, where it's he goes to unlock it, comes in, kills her, she writes the message, gets the lint roller, rolls it up, throws the ball, turns on, but his sleeve remains there. Alright, reenact.
You! I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, what he was doing there. Alright, she stabbed, she misses.
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for.
Yeah, she stabs, but misses. She's laughing about this. And then he turns around after he bumps into the sword. He takes the sword and defends himself.
They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
And he retaliates.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife.
Alright, he unsheaths the sword. That's what that was.
Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife.
That last panel, it's like dun dun, like dun 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 dun. With the music going on right now.
And stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot.
He threw it through the gate? Yeah, that is impossible, it feels.
And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life.
What? No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events of the case. Oh, I don't have that much time. What was here? The on button. It had to be the on button, that's the only thing. No, he threw the shirt. He threw the shirt, and the shirt burned up. No! Oh, wait. I have the answer! It was going so well. What? People still voted for Makoto? Oh, these people are insane. You know who I think the killer is? I think the killer is Dan TDM. Not kidding. Alright. However, Makoto is not the black imp. Too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. Congratulations to them. What? On the other hand, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Is it all over? What do you say? Want to give it another shot? Yeah.
I refuse to give up yet!
Wait, I know it! Yeah, I do know it. It was just these two parts I had mixed up. He threw it in there, where it got burned.
The killer is you!
Yeah, if I didn't swap those two, then I would have gotten it.
Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed.
He's just adding insult to injury now. What do you think? Well, I imagine a sigh of relief. Just mocking the killer now.
Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
Leon.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence?
I have the evidence? The first bullet time battle is about to begin. I want to hear more. Uh-oh. Sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as bullet time battle, aka BTB, BTW. During the BTB, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Oh no. Rhythm game. Match your button presses with the tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Actually, if it's not more of a... if it's just a rhythm game where it just tells you to press the buttons, then I should be fine. But otherwise, if it's like, you're gonna have to find it, then that's gonna be way harder. Oh, you do have to find it. It is way harder. Press the X button to lock onto an opponent's statement. The shortest statement you've locked onto with the triangle button as the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Uh-oh. Do this consecutively, you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get a tempo down situation. When the tempo changes, so does the timing for each hitting button. So watch out for that. Do enough damage to your opponent, and their spot statement will appear. And their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the triangle button to shoot it down with the truth bullet, like any other statement. Refute their statement fast enough, and you'll come out victorious. Just like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright.
When the killer broke the bathroom doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. So what did the killer use?
What did the killer use to take apart the doorknob?
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid!
I have to show the indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Uh-oh.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance!
What do I do?
It wasn't me! Stupid!
Wait!
You lied!
Did I just press the button?
Up. Where's your proof? You kidding me?
So I'm supposed to select.
Not a chance! You lied!
I'm just supposed to press the button.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me?
Oh,
Not
you press
a
X and triangle.
You lied! Shut
Alright, the
up!
rhythm part
Stupid.
doesn't make... The rhythm part is not hard.
Where's your proof?
I just didn't know how to
You kidding
use
me?
it.
Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Shut up! Where's your
How is
proof?
it just a song?
You kidding me? Not a chance. You lie. Where's your proof?
That's just a
kidding
song.
me?
It's just a rhythm game.
Not a
Alright, I'm good
chance.
at rhythm games.
It wasn't me.
If I had to look, if I had to look at what I'm doing, yeah, if I had to look and choose, then that would be
Where's
way
your
harder.
proof?
This should prove it.
What? I'm so confused. I'm on half a heart too.
Right! The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say
caught
you
him.
used it for something
Alright.
else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid! Stupid!
His face just like moving back and forth. We caught him. All right, that was hard actually.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Oh, final result is an A, but I did so bad on the final parts. 87? You could get all right. It's not impossible to get 999 Monokuma coins.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Who is found guilty? Monokuma. Vote. Yep, Leon. Wow, that was harder than I thought, the Clash Trial. Uh-oh. Looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kuwata. Huh?
Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a bee. What the H is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step, and you'll be the one standing here. It was complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
He was just unlucky. Just because of how the story was phrased, it makes him more... Yeah, because we found out the real truth, not because of how the story was phrased. How the story was phrased made him look unsympathetic, but because of the truth, now we know all of the events, he seems more sympathetic because he wasn't yeah, if it wasn't self-defense, he would have been the killer, or he would have been killed by the killer with the Sayaka. Grr.
Hey, come on!
Hey, come on! You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right, after all. But then I think about that. Honestly, I'd be better off if we had been wrong. Because if what we came up with really is the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say that she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video had actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now that we're trapped here with no way out, they're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends, to have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka, I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. Don't be so surprised, Makoto. There were so many red flags. So when she said,
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
she was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Don't be surprised. There were so many red flags. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I would assume yes, because there were so many red flags in her speech, in her I don't know, in her body language. There was just so many red flags. Yeah, I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, wait, what? Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside she descended into pure madness. Stop sweating, Monokuma. Monokuma, that's creepy, you pervert. Alright. Well, what did you say? Phew. I understand. Really, I do. Yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that? All of it, everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly, in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko lashed onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Dang it! Haha, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kuwata will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
Punishment?
You mean execution? Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she had shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
No, that's not. Stop it. I've heard enough of this.
Oh.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? You killed your precious Sayaka. Do you understand? You can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him. So, if it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment.
I'm begging you! Please, don't do this!
Hey, come
No more
on
begging.
now.
No more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop! Please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kuwata, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
He's so scared, so worried.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
No!
Oh, you could hear it. You could hear the desperation in his voice. Wow, he just got his face pummeled in. It was violent. The way the chain grasped around his neck and then tugged into the room too. What we saw, that was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on?
I can't take it.
I can't take this anymore. Alright, are they speaking? Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Alright.
Damn you!
Man, F you. What the F are you doing all this evil S to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful, secret society type of bear.
Well...
So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think that's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. Shit. You piece of S. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your A into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking up way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't get free of your regrets from the outside world. You are to blame. Of course, we can't get free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you've learned all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey,
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blacken's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all.
hey,
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Yeah, that's just how I read it. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it wasn't in that moment.
just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me You wanted to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me. You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her. Spite, yeah, that's it. That's what I think it is. At least that's what I assume, because if she's willing to betray, and she's been willing to betray since, like, the very beginning, at least when we got that sword, she was willing to betray, possibly. No, it was after the video she was willing to betray. So, I don't know. A part of me thinks spite, a part of me thinks, well, yeah, maybe she was trying to, like, protect the person. And now Makoto's actually thinking, well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Yeah, sort of, but I still think it's kind of spiteful. She did it to get revenge on the person. Does she seem like a vengeful person? From what I've seen, not really, but then, like, after watching the video, most of her had been lies, and then even before then, when she was, like, talking to Makoto, a lot of it seemed a little bit played up. It seemed a little bit fake or false, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe she was thinking of how she could protect Makoto, or at least, yeah, give him an out. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. I really wanted to see Leon escape, sort of, because he was like, well, he was nice, and he was looking for a way to escape. I don't know, he was like working towards escaping, and he had a dream in the future that he wanted to fulfill. And then he was even like lured into a trap, and even then he was kind of forced into that position where he should kill. So yeah, it is kind of sympathetic towards the end. But I don't know. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. I've met them for only like 4 days, but I guess it's pretty impactful, but that's still a very short amount of time to know someone. And to carry, yeah, well, yeah, you could know someone for a short while and have them have a big impact on you. You could do that too. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. Maybe Kyoko is the ultimate detective. Like, because, one, she was able to solve the case faster than anyone else. 2, she's saying that I should forget the people that I've lost. So, for her, she probably came across many people that she lost too. And that's the way she found out to, like, dealing with death. And in the detective business, they kind of deal with death sort of a lot, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she finds a lot of cases where it's like, maybe I could have prevented it, so I'll just have to move on from this. And that's like her way of dealing with it. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile. Yeah. She's showing a facial expression. She's emoting. Usually she doesn't do that.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic. No, I'm kidding. Will he say that? Actually, that'll be lame. No, he's lame! I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding, I just have pretty good intuition. Chapter 1, to survive. The end. To be continued. Then you see Monokuma's eye there. You got an item. You receive the Despair Bat present, all while you receive the bat from the ultimate baseball star's death. Do you want to save the data? Yes. And I got an achievement too. It's called 1 is the loneliest number.